Let's speak to the Conservatives now. I'm joined by the Shadow Cabinet Office Minister, Alex Burghart. Morning.
Morning, Trevor.
Do you agree with the Archbishop that those who are making the case for immediate detention and deportation are isolationist, short-term and knee-jerk? And are you, the Conservative Party, guilty as charged?
Look, I think it's very clear to everyone watching at home, watching your show, Trevor, that far too many people are coming to this country illegally, that there needs to be full, adequate deterrence to prevent that from happening, and that under this government, we don't have that. And that's why the Conservatives have been very clear under Kemi that, if we get back into power, we will make sure that anyone who crosses the channel illegally, tries to get into our country illegally, is deported.
You didn't do that before, did you?
No.
Why should anybody believe you can do it now?
No, we didn't succeed in that. But if you look at the work that Chris Phillips and Kemi have done since Kemi took over, you'll see that they've now put together a very comprehensive legal answer to how we solve these problems. And that goes much further than the last
Just as a matter of interest,
government.
how come she and Chris Phillips, who was also in government at the time, didn't get rid of the asylum hotels when they were in power?
So what we were, as you know, Trevor, because you follow these things very closely, what was happening under us was that we were trying to find a very firm deterrent, which was offshore processing in Rwanda. By the time at the end of our term in office, we had gotten to that point, but Labour coming in immediately scrapped it.
No,
and now they're seeing the consequence.
You're doing the same thing that they do. You've leapt to blaming them for something that you could have done when you were in office.
The reason I'm blaming them, Trevor, is because we now have much higher crossings than we have ever had before. And that is because the people who are running the smuggling gangs have seen that this government is a soft touch. And consequently, things are only going to get worse under this administration. We have put forward very firm legal proposals that would solve this problem, and the government needs to take account of them.
Joe Tanner on the panel was saying earlier on that one of the problems that the Conservative Party has right now is that you still haven't truly acknowledged the mistakes that you made. Why can't you just say on this question, on the asylum hotels, why can't you just say we blew it?
I think it's entirely wrong to say that we haven't acknowledged mistakes. And it's very...
I'm asking you to acknowledge a specific one, and which you've now decided was wrong. Why can't you just say that?
So the mistake that we made, I think, was that we did not go far enough on overruling human rights legislation that was binding the hands of the last government and preventing them from taking the tough action that was absolutely necessary. I think by the end we'd actually gotten to that point, and the general election prevented that legislation from being implemented. The Labour Party came in, they scrapped it. We have now put forward very clear legislation that would solve this problem. And it's clear that this government isn't going to do it. This problem is going to get worse. They are going to need more hotel spaces, not fewer. And we're going to see this problem across the country get much worse.
Have you decided that you want to get us out of the European Convention on Human Rights?
As you know very well, Trevor, because we've spoken about it before, we have a very senior KC, Lord Wolfson, looking at all of the legal intricacies of this problem at the moment, because it is not simple, it is not straightforward, and anyone who pretends it is hasn't looked into it. And when we get that report, you will be one of the first people to hear exactly what our proposals are. But to be clear, the purpose of this exercise is to make sure that there will be no legal obstacle to us solving the problem of illegal migration in the Channel. There will be no legal obstacle.
So, by the way, it's a privilege to be first to get this information. One of the first. OK. You say that to all the girls. But look, the point I really want to ask is, as a matter of principle, if it is possible for you to withdraw the UK from the ECHR, is it your view that we should do that?
If that's what's necessary, we will do it.
Your leader's written to councils, Tory-led councils, to keep going, to oppose the presence of asylum hotels in the court. I want to give you the chance just to be clear that there's no encouragement from your party from the sort of person who want to break into asylum hotels and
No, of course not. And people have an absolute right to peaceful protest, and certainly on this issue, Epping's very, very close to my constituency. I completely understand why people are angry about what's happened there. I'm angry about what's happened there. But there is a line. We don't resort to violence in our protests.
One of the reasons I'm asking you that is that Epping Forest District Council's complaint is in theory, about a planning violation.
Yeah.
But in practice, are you sure it isn't because they and you just don't want people in the Bell Hotel walking their streets? The leader of the Broxbourne Council, and another one of yours, told my colleague Jonathan Samuels yesterday that, and I'm quoting him here, we don't want these people walking around the area.
So, as you know, Trevor, there's a very serious allegation made against one of the people who was in the Bell Hotel. Following that, the council wrote to the Home Secretary and said, please will you shut this down?
There are allegations against three men. Does that justify smearing the other 135?
So the Bell Hotel is on the High Street in Epping. It is right in the centre of the community. There are people in the area feel worried and unsafe, and the council asked the Home Secretary to close it down. She declined, and they therefore looked for legal routes in order to be able to close that hotel. And they will continue. I hope they will continue that legal battle, because I believe very strongly that Yvette Cooper and the Labour government is putting their obligations to asylum seekers above their obligations to local people, and I don't think that is acceptable.
So your problem's not really about planning. Your problem is these men, you think, are dangerous.
The problem is that there are people in Epping who don't feel safe and should be able to feel safe in their own community, and a legal window has opened up for the council to be able to force the Home Secretary's hand. She has chosen to side with the asylum process and not with the people of Epping.
All right, just very briefly, last point. Church of England used to be known as a Tory party at prayer. The Archbishop of York says that it's shaming to keep the two-child cap on benefits, and your policy is to keep it. Do you feel ashamed?
No, absolutely not. I think that people who are on benefits should have to face the same choices as people who are in work. I don't think that an incredibly expensive extension to the welfare system is what the British people want or can afford at this moment in time. But even outside of that, I think in principle, we shouldn't just be endlessly extending welfare.
Alex Burghart, thank you for your time this morning.
Cheers, Trevor. Thanks.